Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
Get real.
No. Y'all,
This
just
is
stop.
a sham.
It's finally here. Drum roll.
Welcome to DBL. Happy Friday, everybody.
Yes.
This week flew by, right?
We made it.
It's a short week.
It was a short week. We had one day off. That's
yeah,
right.
Sorry.
Maybe that's why.
I think we're okay. But yeah,
I appreciate the hootin' and wootin'.
Hootin' and wootin'.
there's a lot of excitement on this panel. Maybe we'll get to that later about why.
Yes, we will. Stick around to the end of the show. All right, so we have some more details about what's in Prince Harry's new memoir coming out next week. So he reportedly revealed he killed 25 Taliban members while serving in Afghanistan and described them as, quote, chess pieces taken off the board rather than people. But some British military and security officials are upset over these remarks, saying they could put Prince Harry at risk and provoke some people to take revenge. Meantime, Harry also admitted to past drug use in an interview with ITV in Britain. Let's watch.
There's a fair amount of drugs, marijuana, magic mushrooms, cocaine. I mean, that's going to surprise people.
But important to acknowledge. I want reconciliation, but first there needs to be some accountability. The truth, supposedly at the moment, has been there's only one side to this story, right? But there's two sides to every story.
So in the book, Harry reportedly wrote that he took drugs over the years as a form of therapy to help him both escape and redefine reality, which, I mean, I'm not putting down veterans in any way, but I think they try to self-medicate a lot.
Yeah.
Okay? Yeah. So him being a veteran trying to self-medicate, I understand in this capacity.
Well, I think it could be that, and I think it also could be just the nature of the rigor of his life.
That definitely.
I like this approach. I'm a huge fan of just putting it out there clearly because there's very little that people don't know about me. Because I think when you are in a place where you want to take ownership and accountability, it's a very freeing place. And for me, when I was just honest about my journey and, you know, where I am today and all of those things, I acquired a better life. I wasn't so scared of people using my past to haunt me or to shame me. And I think that a lot of people are just out there trying to get free, and this is a way to do it.
Yeah.
I agree with you, and I agree with you about self-medicating. Also, with the death of his mother, you're gonna try and self-soothe and maybe just like blank out for a little bit. I don't love the 25 Taliban
Putting a body
I gotta
count?
be honest. I've been really behind him a lot, and I agree with Erica in that telling your truth is important. I'm not sure what that serves, and I also think it puts people in danger. I also think it's odd because Taliban, if you don't know, they're now back in power. So there's a real honest-to-God threat there. I don't know if I would love that, but again, that's his truth. That's where I took from that.
I think that's the collective truth of anybody that's ever served in any military. I think what he's speaking about and what's so hard for us to wrap our heads around is like whatever side of a battle, whatever war, whatever decade, whatever century it's taking place in, those soldiers are taught to look at the other side as non-human beings. It's always the poor folks killing each other while the rich people sit back and make decisions. So that ideology about just looking at them as chess pieces to be cleared, what other mentality could somebody have to go clear a village out?
And I get that.
To go drop a bomb on a city.
But why?
What do you think? You can't look at them as people. Your body will not allow you to do that.
I agree with you, and I didn't have a problem compartmentalizing,
Right.
but what was the point of the release of that information?
I'm with you on that.
very dangerous.
I'm with you on, like, they are chess pieces.
Right.
When you're out there in
Right.
the field, I don't know. I'm not a
I don't
veteran,
know
but
either.
they are. They are.
You have to.
I don't mind that example. But to your point, I know a lot of veterans. I know a lot of police officers. I've never heard a number from them or asked them how many. What's your body count?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
I don't know why I put that out there. So I'm with you on that. I'm sure we'll be talking more about Prince Harry's memoir in the coming days. So let's talk about something Erica likes. Reality Housewives of Salt Lake City star Jen Shaw has been sentenced to 6.5 years in prison for fraud. She arrived in a New York court with her husband this morning. Jen reportedly got emotional and sobbed, telling everyone she was deeply sorry for what she had done. So if you don't know, Jen was arrested in 2021 and later pled guilty to allegedly running a telemarketing scam that stole millions, mostly from elderly people. She was ordered to forfeit $6.5 million and and pay up to $9.5 million.
Yeah.
We all turn to Erica.
Well, I mean, yeah.
She deserves this sentence. I actually thought that it would be more. I never.
Financially or years in prison?
Both.
Okay.
Yes. I thought that it would be more. Well, actually, I thought that the prison sentence would be more. The restitution, I feel like, might be in line with what was actually taken. However, if you have not been following this story and you feel like, you know, because it pulls at the heartstrings, she has a young child or a younger child, she has 2 children, you know, she has a family and she's obviously a mom and all those things. But what she did was so egregious. Like, people think telemarketing and it's like, oh yeah, you know, they really annoy me. They call me on my phone. You can hear the Bravo Docket, which is a podcast. Shout out to Angela and Stacey. They do a great job of really doing all of these cases, like the Chrisleys and Dance Moms and all of that. They actually play the recordings of some of these calls were $100,000, like life savings, were wiped away from people who had dementia.
Oh my God.
Who had an inability to even consent for services that they knew were bogus. There are extensive documents, emails, where she's saying, hey, are you losing your touch with the ladies? Make sure that she doesn't cancel and ask for a charge back. Jen herself. So this isn't some, like, it's a huge criminal enterprise, and her co-conspirators had already pled far before she ever decided to plead guilty. But it's a lot more egregious because she was so personally involved in taking these people's money. This one woman passed away. They were still charging her card, and her daughter or someone had to call and say, why have you taken $50,000 from this woman?
That is horrendous.
It's ridiculous.
Wow.
It's ridiculous. And for her to be flossing and flexing and doing all this stuff with all of these designer labels, living a lifestyle that she clearly couldn't afford, it's
off the back.
And also, one last thing.
Get it in.
She had the nerve to talk about Black Lives Matter and the idea of people of color being wrongfully accused, knowing that her butt was guilty the entire time.
Wow.
She did that. She did that.
A sociopath.
Any follow-up? How about this? We were just talking about compartmentalizing. I hate saying that word. It's hard for me.
I kind of like that word.
Yeah, compartmentalizing, whatever that is. So we were just talking about how you do that at war. Is there some sort of, like, for a business person to compartmentalize and be like, these aren't people, they're just a source of income for me?
Well, you know, in Erica and Tora, I was going to ask you guys, because you guys are more better versed in this world. Do you guys think that it's because this lifestyle is here and they want it so badly? When we saw it with the Chrisleys, with them almost being predators to small town banks, obviously she chose to exploit the elderly. Do you think it's just the obsession with the appeal of looking like you're successful that almost makes them crazy to do this? Because on its face, to go after elderly people when it seems like you're of means, it's not like they were in some basement trying to figure out how to eat. They had Mercedes in their drive. So it's just, I don't understand the psychology. So I'm hoping is this world that enticing to these people?
Yeah, first of all, and I also would just very quickly would say they also did this and then went on TV. Like, you think you're not going to get caught? Like, how the narcissism to then go on Real Housewives?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, she needed an audience.
Give me a break.
Clearly.
Wow. Well, it seems like she's getting hers. So it's the end of the road for another Housewives star. After 8 seasons, Lisa Rinna is saying goodbye to the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills.
Bye, wig.
Ooh. In a statement to People magazine, Lisa confirmed that she's leaving the show. She says the decision was mutual between her and Bravo. I'm sure Erica has a take on that. Lisa was known, of course, for bringing the drama, which included this memorable fight where she threw a drink at former cast member Kim Richards. Oh, no, she didn't.
Yes, she did. Lisa Rinna needs more than a break. She needs an extensive hiatus from anything on television. I have never seen anyone lose themselves and lose their way as much as Lisa Rinna did.
I agree.
Like, she became this nasty, vile human being, and she didn't need to be. Lisa Rinna was already a household name before the Housewives.
Yep.
So the idea that she had to go to these lengths, it's like, I don't think anything's missing. However, we do need a new villain, so we're gonna ask you, who gonna step up?
Do you think that it kind of goes back to our other conversation that the appeal of being the villain, of being the star of one of the biggest shows in the country made her, because I did a show with Lisa before all of this, and she was super interesting and cool,
Nice,
and you know, just said anything that came to her head. She was really a fun person. I don't know what's happened since then. I haven't followed the show, but do you think that it fundamentally changes who you are and your core as a person?
I think people get lost in the sauce. Like, I think that fame and all of those things are intoxicating and alluring. And if you don't know who you are, if you don't have some type of foundation, I think people just get lost in it. Like, I'm not selling my soul for any opportunity.
I will sell my soul for the right price.
Yeah,
I do like sauce. I like sauce.
I'm for sale. For
Yes.
sure.
Yeah, I like sauce.
But just really quickly, having done my fair of reality television, right, mostly encapsulated, not just out following you, I've seen it in other people, right? I've maybe even seen it myself. When those cameras are around you and you've done what you did already, you need to up your game. And being on season after season, you need to play that part. It's not reality anymore. You're almost playing a character.
And our producers coming at you, Jeff, saying, Jeff, hey, we need you to bring it in this scene.
I think it's almost internal.
Yeah.
You know, it's
like
almost
you feel
internal.
like
So we'll see how she changes after. So speaking of Lisa Rinna, Harry Hamlin, her husband, will be joining us on DBL. So be sure to keep watching for that. Erica's going to give him the business.
Yes.
Coming up on DBL, our interview with actress Bridget Moynihan. What was it like for her directing in the new seasons of Blue Blood? Plus, is Eddie Murphy making a comeback with his new movie? Erica is breaking it all down and what Erica's watching. And before we go to break, check out Shania Twain's new music video for her song Giddy Up.
Smiles for miles, hold up on my face. Share it, 'cause we ain't got time to waste. Up and you giddy up, giddy up, up and you giddy up. Drunk in the city, got a lady in the cup. Up and you giddy up. When I get stuff, gotta get a little love. It's up and you giddy up. Trying to make it.
It's a new year and DBL is all the talk.
Let's get it going.
We had a lot to talk about last year.
I'm flexing every day.
And we're not stopping in 2023. I'll see you guys on the flip side.
I like that Shania Twain song, Giddy Up. And if you are any woman or a gay man or even any human and you hear, let's go, girls, dun, 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 it's immediate.
Really?
It doesn't matter who you are, how old you are, it's all that, and it's a phrase, let's go, girl. Do you know it or no? You're too young. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So if I said, let's go, girls, you wouldn't.
She still doesn't know it, no matter how many times you say
Wait,
that.
so you wouldn't understand. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Why don't you try one more time?
So you don't get it.
Wait, what is that?
So it's the beginning of Let's Go Girls. Bum, ba, na, 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 da. Let's go, girls.
She didn't know the next line. She was like, how could you not know that and you don't know that?
What song is that?
Best thing about being a woman.
You guys seem like big fans.
Being a woman. I'm done a woman.
Right, we get to have a little fun, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, totally
Crazy.
Oh,
Totally
that's that
crazy.
song.
A dead
You wouldn't be
lady.
able to recognize it the way that.
Yeah, I don't sing it well.
Yes.
But you know, I also
Thank
like
the Lord
this
for
one.
BJ.
I also like when she goes, so you look like Brad Pitt. That don't impress me much. And I always was like, that would very much impress me.
Yeah. That's,
Like you have a car. I get that. That doesn't impress me much.
I don't like when people do that. They're like, look, I don't care about your Ferraris, your mansions, your boats. It's like you do.
You sure do.
You do, because those are the first things you mention.
You get on.
If you don't mention the things you
Not
don't care
their
about.
dark past.
Yeah.
I don't care for a Ferrari myself. I'm gonna be very honest.
Crazy town.
Oh, gotcha.
A
They
black
are very
85
uncomfortable.
They're small and hard to ride in.
It's uncomfortable and hard.
I find BMW.
I'm a big fan of Infinities because they're comfy.
Infinity and beyond.
So what's so shady about Sheree's birthday? Rumors that Chili from TLC was creeping, and Eddie Murphy is making a comeback in this week's What Erica's Watching. Now first, Atlanta housewife Sheree's pink Versace birthday suit was a hit. Her black clearly has not cracked. She's 53 and it's actually snatched. However, her celebration at Nobu included her rumored new boo, Martell Ho, the cheating ex from that other reality show, plus housewives including Marlo Hampton, who got shady comments about her grocery store couture. But Sheree shut that shade down by thanking Marlo for coming to her party fresh off a flight. Next, singer Chili has been looking for love for quite a while now, and she found it in her longtime friend, actor Matthew Lawrence, who divorced his wife, Dancing with the Stars pro, Cheryl Burke, last February. Now, Chili says she fell in love at the perfect time. However, Cheryl shared a post saying, "That was fast." The shade. And finally, Eddie Murphy is making a comeback with a 3-movie deal with Amazon Prime. His first project, Candy Cane Lane, is currently in production, and the cast includes Blackish star Tracee Ellis Ross. Share with me anything that catches your eye by using the hashtag DBLEricaWatch. We'll be right back.
A popular app used to order food is now ordered to pay up after settling a lawsuit with the district. GrubHub delivering $3.5 million to D.C. The D.C. Attorney General went after the delivery service last year, saying its hidden fees and quote-unquote deceptive marketing tactics violated the district's consumer protection laws, and that the insult added to the injury of COVID-19 impacts. The settlement agreement came out just days ago. So what do you do to get the money, and how much are we talking? Let's verify. Our sources are the office of now former Attorney General Karl Racine and the settlement agreement between the district and GrubHub. Here's how it will work. Of that headline $3.5 million in the settlement, $2.5 million will be payments to impacted current account holders, meaning someone who paid a small order or service fee with their GrubHub order from a DC restaurant from January 1st, 2016 through the last day of last year. GrubHub is instructed to divide customers into 3 groups based on their app usage. One group will get at least $4.50, the next at least $7, and the third group no less than $10, but nobody gets more than $75, to total out to $2.5 million. GrubHub has until mid-March to pay up, and it will come automatically in the form of credit on the app, good for 90 days. And according to the agreement, whatever credit goes unused by then will come to users in the form of a check. GrubHub has also been ordered to make some changes to the way it operates here in D.C., including prominently disclosing fees, stop charging menu prices higher than those at the restaurant unless that's clearly disclosed, and stop advertising free delivery in cases where fees do in fact apply. With your Verify, I'm Abby Larico.
Welcome back. She exploded onto the scene more than 20 years ago in hits like Coyote Ugly, Sex and the City, and of course, the hit show Blue Bloods for over 250 episodes and counting. Earlier, we spoke with the lovely Bridget Moynihan. Take a look.
Please welcome to the show actor, producer, and now director Bridget Moynihan.
Sorry, that's me. I was very excited to see you. Blue Bloods. My parents are obsessed with this. It's now in its 13th season, and for the second time, you are directing episodes of the show, Mazel Tov, including the latest one. What's the best part about finally directing a show that you know so well, because you know them, right?
You know, I feel really fortunate that I get to explore this aspect of my career and of the field with all these people I've been on a show with for 13 years. I'm doing it with family. Obviously, everyone's kind of supporting me and cheering me on. So it's a very safe environment. You know, I certainly the first episode I directed, I was very nervous and I went extra prepared. And, you know, the second episode was a little bit calmer for me. I had a little bit more comfort under my belt, but you know, hopefully I'll have the opportunity to go on to other shows or do some film, and we'll see how that goes for me.
Good for you for taking that leap.
I know.
Good for you.
Absolutely. Bridget, you look magical, by the way. Like it's very like you're floating around.
Oh, do I? Do I look like I'm floating in some weird?
It looks great. I had to acknowledge that. But I have some goals in 2023, and a lot of them are eating dinner with my family. So the famous dinner scenes have become some of the most memorable parts of the show, and sometimes you'll spend whole days shooting them. What makes these scenes so essential to the show?
You know, I think that for the audience, everybody seems to really relate to that scene of getting around the table with your loved ones, whether they're your, birth families or the families you make with your friends. That yearning to be around the table with people that you love on a consistent basis and sharing your ups and downs, your wins, your losses, whatever, and sometimes disagreeing, sometimes not, but just being surrounded by your loved ones, I think, is something that people respond to on TV and maybe, wish to have in their lives a little bit more.
It's oddly comforting, those scenes. But I have to talk to you about
and luckily, we don't have to shoot it all day long anymore. Now it only takes about 3 hours.
Because you'd be eating all day long.
Mashed potatoes for 3 hours is not fun.
So much starch. I know. So Bridget, I have to talk to you about your character, Natasha from Sex and the City, who recently popped back up in Just Like That. What was it like returning to such a big character in your career so many years later?
Just dropping that Trinity. Oh, when I first went on to Sex and the City, it was right at the beginning of my career. I kind of did that and Sex and Coyote Ugly at the same time. And jumping onto a show like Sex and the City with Sarah Jessica Parker and all those characters who have been in the business for such a long time, and it was really a show that was in motion. I was very, very nervous. And now, how many years later, I definitely felt a lot more comfortable, but I'll be honest, I still got super giddy seeing, the first scene I shot was when my character was up in an apartment building or the office building, and I look down the street and see them, and they're all dressed in those, amazing costumes. And it was in the middle of COVID, and everything just felt like kind of black and white. And then Sex and the City came again, and like fashion came back, fun came back, everything. They really just, seeing those girls back on the streets of New York really, put a little step into all of our
That must have been
days.
Awesome. I mean, now we only have 30 seconds left, so I got to get to this. You are in a new short film that you also produced called Swipe NYC that's in film festivals now. Congratulations. As somebody that mainly works in television, what drew you to the avenue of short film?
Well, I worked with Sue, the director, Sue Zarko-Kramer before, and so I was really happy to get back in business with her, and being in the capacity of producer was something I've been wanting to do. We're submitting to film festivals now and hopefully pitching it as a TV show as soon as possible. So hopefully it will be coming to a station near you.
Look at her. I know. Bravo. Different hats. Does it all.
Yeah.
Nice
does it all.
career.
I know.
Wow.
We're so proud of you. Congratulations. Awesome. DBL Nation, be sure to check out Bridget on Blue Bloods, Fridays on CBS. Bridget Moynihan, thank you so much. We'll be right back. Thank you.
The two most popular COVID vaccines in the U.S., Pfizer and Moderna, are both what are known as mRNA vaccines. mRNA stands for messenger ribonucleic acid, and it's a critical component of cell function. Verify viewer Scott said he heard the mRNA in the COVID-19 vaccine can stay in your body a long time after you get the shot. So is that true? Let's verify. Our sources, the CDC, the National Library of Medicine, University of Missouri Healthcare, Nebraska Medicine, and Stuart Ray, an infectious diseases professor at Johns Hopkins. mRNA acts as a set of instructions telling cells how to make certain proteins. Ribosomes, the protein-making machines inside the cells, use those instructions. Once they're done making the protein, they discard the instructions, which then naturally break down. Now, the way a traditional vaccine works, you get a weakened version of a virus. Then your immune system is easily able to defeat it, and in the process forms antibodies for it. So the next time you're exposed to that virus, your body can quickly recognize and kill it. mRNA vaccines work similarly, but instead of the whole virus, you just get the instructions for one of the virus's proteins. Your ribosomes create a little bit of that protein, which by itself is harmless, and the immune system quickly recognizes that the protein is foreign and creates antibodies for it. Then the ribosome discards the instructions, the mRNA, just like it does for anything else it makes. All our sources say once discarded, the mRNA breaks down usually within a few hours, a few days at most. It's actually a pretty fragile substance, which is why the vaccine has to be handled carefully and kept cold. Dr. Stuart Ray told us, quote, We know from many decades of work that mRNA is short-lived, among the least persistent of the macromolecules in our body. In no instance have we found mRNA that lasts for a long time in living tissue. So we can verify no, mRNA from the COVID-19 vaccine does not stay in your body a long time. With your Verify, I'm Casey Decker.
Are you skeptical of headlines and what you see on social media? We are too. The Verify newsletter helps you distinguish between true and false information by answering your questions. It provides fast facts on trending topics, spotlights major stories, and even includes a daily fun fact for all those trivia buffs out there. Get Verify's fast facts delivered every weekday to your email inbox. Go to verifythis.com/email to check it out.
Verify here with your Fast Fact. At the start of each Congress, House representatives cast their votes to determine who becomes Speaker. The person who receives more than 50% of the votes is elected, but some online are wondering whether that person also has to be from the party who holds the majority of the House. So, let's verify. Does the Speaker of the House have to be from the party that holds the majority? These are our sources. The U.S. Constitution says the House of Representatives shall choose their Speaker and other officers, and that's all it says. It makes no mention of the Speaker having to be from the majority party of the House, although they historically have been. So, no, the Speaker of the House does not have to be from the majority party. In fact, the Speaker doesn't even have to be a member of the House. Donald Trump, Joe Biden, and even Colin Powell have received votes for the position. With your Fast Fact, I'm Brandon Lewis.
Did you know that diet can actually improve your joint health? It's time for some joint and muscle support brought to you by Omega XL. Eating healthy can build muscle and help you lose excess weight that may be causing joint pain. You can keep your bones strong by eating foods with calcium and vitamin D. Add fish into your diet and leafy green vegetables. These foods can also reduce inflammation in your joints. Omega XL has improved the lives of millions of consumers, supported by 30 years of clinical research. Omega XL's powerful and proven benefits have transformed the lives of athletes, celebrities, and dedicated daily users. Call 800-813-6801 or visit OmegaXL.com for more information. And to my friends watching in Las Vegas, Nevada, a couple of the DBL ladies will be invading your city tonight. So if you see Erica, she might pull a Bad Bunny on you. But if you see Tori, she might invite you out to dinner. So say hello.
I'm a good Viva Las Vegas!
Oh, you girls have fun.
DBL girls trip.
I cannot wait to hear some stories when you guys get back. So if you're out there in Las Vegas, say hello to the ladies. They're very nice.
And if I'm lost, point me in the direction of Erica or Sam. Just point me in that direction.
Actually, that's a helpful tip. If you find Tori wandering, please return her to your local authorities. We'll see you tomorrow.
I mean it.